Woo! Morning. Mall high salute. Whew. On this nature hike, I gotta put some money in at the gym. Got it in. Well, I don't know if it's gonna come through. If you guys could hear me, let me know. If you can't, I'll have to go do it on the laptop. We'll see though if it runs. If it says just left out of bounds. Hey, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me loud and clear? Or is it muffled or is it staticky? Let me know, because I'm outside in the wilderness. You see where I'm at? I'm in the wilderness, so I don't know. Let me know. Hey, right, bro. I got faded on 4th of July, bro. And then I had hit you, and I was spinning by the time I hit you, bro. I was gonna slide over to your crib, but I literally got faded. My bad though. My high salute though. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't go chill with family, bro, to be honest. And it took me off my regimen. I had to recoup and all kinds of stuff, man. So but I want to talk about this, bro. I want to really talk about this. So homies ain't shit. So there was a situation over 4th of July, right? And everybody knows, like, I don't know if you don't know about this dude, 4 Extra. Basically, he was a bully of the internet, just fighting everybody, demeanor going crazy, like, I want the heads up with everybody. I want the face session with everybody. And he was known to punk fools and knock fools out, right? So this, I'll have to say, he was irresponsible. This fool blew off his hand. Basically holding an M80, he blew off his hand, bro. Like, so his whole identity was knocking fools out, right? That's what he does. Like, he fights a lot. Now he don't have a right hand because that M80 just tore off his whole hand and he has to get surgery. So the internet is going wild right now, bro. They're like literally clowning. Everybody's making fun of this fool. It's not, in my opinion, you can't kick somebody when they're down, bro. Like, I understand the people had a bad taste for 4 Extra. I understand people have a bad taste, but they're talking about 4 fingers is gone, and he ain't gonna be able to fade no more, and this and that. But why I say homies ain't shit is because his direct homies from his hood, they got on him something vicious. These are homies from his turf. Some people that are bang his set, and they must have not liked this fool, but they started dragging that fool through the dirt, homie. And I'm like, bro, these fools waited till this fool couldn't fight. I'm just like, why didn't you have all this energy for homie before this happened? And then you waited for this fool to downfall, and now you over here talking shit. Like, that's why I say homies ain't shit. Homies ain't shit. The one fool said, cuz need for it. And I don't know how crazy you have to be to hold an M80, bro. Now, was this fool like, I'm immortal, homie, this won't blow up in my hand? And then it blew up in his hand. I'm like, bro, I don't know if he ever dealt with fireworks. You can't just hold an M80, bro. You can't just light an M80 and throw it. It's a half stick of dynamite, homie. So did he think he was going to beat the M80? Did he think he was going to get the win against the M80? And it blew off his whole hand, bro. His fingers are gone. These 2 fingers, and I don't know if it's the thumb, but the pictures they got of him, bro, no palm, bro. There's no palm, no more 4 Extra, no more phase, they said. And the crazy part about it, his own homies is making fun of him, homie. Making fun of him. Damn. And I gotta say this too. It was probably better that he would be fighting out here, right? It was probably better that he would be fading up with people, fighting people. Because a person like that has that mentality, you don't want to just have this fool have to shoot fools, because he's so stupid. This fool will go out shooting fools. Now you got to deal with a fool that can't fight no more, and he's gonna resort to that. You didn't. I don't know, bro. It was better that he just beat up everybody. That he was beating up everybody in his sector. What's up with a good morning, Denver made? But I don't know, man. Homies, that's crazy, bro. Crazy work. That's wild to me. They started making fun of 4 Extra. He's down right now. He's down bad right now. Like, it's like, damn, homie. And you got to understand this, people. Understand this. That's his whole identity. Everything he does is fight. That's what he got famous for, was beating up fools. That's what he got famous for, just knocking fools out. And they have a saying out there, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. I think the young fool Onks put a voodoo spell on that fool. He was doing voodoo, bro. I think that's what happened, because before this happened, that fool was in the middle of a park doing a prayer. That's not right, bro. That's terrible. That's terrible activities, homie. That's terrible activities. His own, he said, we can juggle. We can juggle. But my whole thing is this, bro. My whole thing is this. It's like a lot of people waited to talk shit about this fool after he couldn't fight. That's kind of some weirdo shit, bro. You didn't have the balls to go at this fool when he could fight. But now he's down, and now he don't have a hand. He gonna have to chunk him with the nub. He gonna have to chunk him with the nub like this. Boom. And if you get knocked out by him with one hand, you gotta retire. You gotta retire. You better not get knocked out one-handed. Because there is a UFC fighter that had one hand, bro, and he was knocking fools out. I'm just like, bro, my mind is blown. Like, what in your right mind? What in your right mind do you think you can just hold a half stick of dynamite, bro? What was going through this dude's mind? Anybody that's ever messed with M80s, you don't just hold it and light the fuse. It's not like a black cat, bro. You gotta light it and hope it doesn't destroy some shit. This fool said, shh, and just held it. And he was in a car too. That's stupid. Like, I don't know. He don't have enough intelligence to understand that though, bro. He was supposed to get. Yeah, now it ain't going down. Jake the plumber's not taking that fight. I just found it was incredible. His own homies is roasting him, bro, on social media. There's fools from his immediate hood talking shit, bro. There's fools from his hood talking shit. And this is why I say the homies ain't shit. Because when he was down, bro, they started kicking this fool when he was down. And these are fools that are from his own hood. And I'm going to be real with you. Like, my opinion, he holds it down for his hood, homie. My opinion, he holds it down for his turf. He's a very active fool. Yeah, he might be loud, but he holds it down for his turf. And this is the fool that holds it down for the turf. But when he's down, his own homies is going at him something vicious. There's something wrong with the culture, bro. There's something wrong with them politics, man. They can kick that fool when he's down, bro, and put it on social media. That's why I say, bro, that shit is just the culture. And a lot of these fools are the ones that say out of towners, bro. They showing everything. They showing how hateful they are towards each other. They showing that real saying, you ain't one till you kill one. You ain't one till you kill one. It kind of shows in their actions in this, because if they could laugh at this fool when he's down bad, and not to mention that fool blew off somebody else's eye socket, bro. He blew off another member's eye socket. It's crazy, fool. Because it's funny as fuck. I don't blame him. I mean, in our right mind, ban, we understand you just can't do crazy stuff, because karma is the energy. The energy comes back on people, right? And if he was really putting, there's another story to the people that know about him. So he would knock fools out and put peanut butter in the chikes, to dominate. He put peanut butter and carrots and all kinds of stuff, in men when they were down. I don't know if it went further, but karma, God don't like ugly. And hopefully he gets a sense that maybe God was trying to get him to a place, stripped all his identity down, stripped all the identity down, bro. Because that's his identity, is his squabbles. You know what I'm saying? That's what he lives off of. And now he don't have a hand to even fight. Munchie Butter said, what did they robbery say? 2 for extra, hand it over. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible, homie. Wow. I just thought it was crazy, homie. This mind-blowing to me, fool. Mind-blowing. I can't wait till he gets on no jumper again. Hey, maybe oh, and then you know what's terrible too, and this is why I say all the craziness on social media, homie, and everybody that kind of idolized this dude, everybody that rocked with him, clicked in for the views, wanted to see this fool go crazy. He did a donation, bro, Patreon, or try to do a Patreon or something like that, donations, and he only raised $500. That's how much the internet was messing with this dude, bro. They all wanted to see this fool crash out and beat fools up, but when he needed it, when he's down bad and he needs help from the community that's behind him and been giving him the clicks and views, people only could send him for $500, man. Y'all are cold. Y'all are a cold bunch, bro. The internet's cold, homie. They loved him when he was checking Ankh. They loved him when he was talking his stories. They loved his personality, but when he's down, he don't have a hand. Now they don't even want to donate to his cause, man. They don't want to donate to his cause, but they was loving all the crazy toxicness, bro. That's why I say the internet ain't nothing. The internet's some bullshit. How he take pictures of it? Nah, somebody else did, my homie. Somebody else did. That's just wild, man. Fucking 4 extra blew off his hand, homie. He better get ready he better start learning that hook. Boom. He better start learning that hook, because he ain't gonna be able to come with that right. He gonna have to just hook everybody. Boom. They said he blew his hand off. You're stupid. It's not a laughing matter, bro. Like, I feel actually his pain, homie, because, well, I don't feel his pain like reality. I don't feel the pain that he's going through not having a hand. But, bro, like, put it in perspective. If you lived off of something your whole life, this was your identity, this is your get down, and this is something that you kind of got your gangsterism from, you kind of got your stripes from, just beating fools down, knocking fools out, not getting that many L's, not taking a lot of L's, and then all of a sudden it's just gone in a day. Your hand's gone. The right hook. Hey, nah, come here. Milo, what's this? Come here, now. Come here, dude. Before I have to get at you, little homie. He gonna Hey, what if they give that fool a metal hand, bro? What if they just give that fool a metal hand and he just and he just K-ing fools, bro? He just K-ing fools just to K him, bro. What's up with it, Bigfoot? All right, salute. What's good with it, man? But I say it like this, man. I never vouch or try to push pistol play. I'd rather have fools beat fools up. Like, that's my whole thought process. A beat down, getting jumped, packed out, knocked out, like, that's better than losing your life. But when I look at this, to be 100, you give a person like that and take his identity, he can't really use that no more. This fool liable to get on a kid. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying. He's liable to go out there and start putting in work. You want a fool like that just got that alpha craziness to be able to squabble. You don't want to start giving this fool other ways to actually handle business, bro. you know. So, yeah, and that's true, very true. Whatever you put out there, the energy you put out there, that's what you get back in life, you know. y'all, y'all ain't shit off the wrist, but that's cold. Like I'm not gonna, bro. That's wild, homie. As soon as I heard this, I said, bro, this can't be real. This is some. They made this up. And then I seen the pictures, bro, and his whole hand. So his hand's like he's throwing up actually a permanent C now, bro. He's throwing up. Not come over here, guys. Come on, over here. Go. Milo, let's go. Go play with your sister, dude. He's throwing up a permanent C now, bro. You get what you rather knuckle up than let the cannon. Yeah, bro. And that's the only thing is a person like that. He liable to just ride on some other type shit now. So I'm getting aggravated with some of my sports teams when one of them lost me a bet. Damn. All advice I could give to you, Dashner, is that don't put too much stock, bro. Stop betting. Betting's not good for us, man. We have too much passion, and when we lose, it irritates our day, bro. You know. Fucking 4 extra, man. Damn. The internet just roasting the dude, homie. Roasting him. Damn, imagine being stopped by a firework though, bro. Out of everything in life. Imagine a firework stopping stopping everything, making you retire a little early. Wild, homie. 4th of July, we supposed to have good times and supposed to have a good day, bro. And you go out and blow your hand off on me. Damn, dude. Blessed though. That thing could have took his life. Yeah, all seriousness, man. I see it like this though, and to be real, maybe this was a wake-up call for homie. Maybe he needs to get his life right, man. Shit is wild. Redheads angered me yesterday. Thank goodness we're back home. Yeah, you gonna beat the Colorado Rockies. Rockies are not good at all. The Rockies ain't good at all, my homie. You'll probably get that W. I ain't got faith in the Rockies whatsoever. They just lose everything. But yeah, I had to come say it, man. I had to come say it. I seen the fools from his hood roasting them, and I was like, damn, homie, everybody else can roast. Everybody else can put it out there, roast, bro. But these fools are actually from his same set day. These fools are actually from his same hood. It's like, damn, homie, the hood is roasting this fool. They should be lifting his spirit, homie. Even if they don't like him, they shouldn't have put their business on the internet, bro. You know, it's a bad eye for them dudes. Dodger, it's ugly for him, big bro. Munchy Butter said, I wish I could give old boy a hand. That's terrible. That's terrible, fool. That's terrible. Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta back out of putting so much emotion into sports, my homie. Because sports, especially if it ain't a good campaign and you look at history and it repeats itself, it might not never change, man. What's up with my folk, Colorados? What's up with it, Brody? How you doing, fam? Yeah, man, I just thought about that because this is the thing is, homie. Hood business should never be broadcasted on the internet. And these fools already messed up by doing the Adam 22 and then going to war and telling the earth and telling everybody how they get down with the politics and tripping with each other and X4 versus 4 extra. And this right here took shit to a whole nother level because one of their members, they official energy turned up, activated frontliner, the alpha. He down bad right now with a blown up hand, and they going at that fool terrible, bro. I was on a live with some LA fools the other night, and it was funny. Damn, they was roasting that fool. They was roasting him, my homie. Wow, that's terrible, bro. Training camp and preseason coming up this month. I'm planning on going to Cincinnati for this. Yeah, go slap them fools up. Game on Thursday night football. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, homie. Hell yeah, good shit. Have some fun with it. I'll be at a couple football games this year, tailgating. Gonna pull up, but yeah, man, it's wild, homie. It's wild in these streets, the YouTube streets. Shit going crazy, bro. Everybody turned up for the YouTube streets. Everybody turning up. These YouTube streets, the YouTube streets don't got no love for you. And they're showing, bro, they don't got no love for the homie. Let's sit there. Let me chill out real quick. I just got out the gym. Got out the young Jimmer snapper. Took my dogs out here. But yeah, man, what's up with that, bro? How you guys feel about it? You think that was voodoo? Do you think homie put the voodoo on that fool? Do you think they put the voodoo, bro? He did. He was saying a prayer in the park right before it happened. And he is Haitian. And we know Haitians, sometimes they do that. Did he put the voodoo? Because it happened right after. If I'm going to be late for one of my streams, I have a reason because personal stuff. Yeah, man, keep doing your thing, bro. You know, you're always welcome over here. Shout out to your channel. Everybody go sub up the homie Dashney Sports. You know, go sub his channel up. But I asked everybody, man, did Lil Onks put the voodoo on him, or was it from a higher source? Was there a deeper meaning to it that he got his hand blew off? And do you guys think he's ever going to be on the internet again? Yeah, what's up with this? I don't know. Are y'all still there? Can y'all hear me still? It just said reconnecting, so I don't even know if it stopped or it didn't. Y'all let me know. I don't even know. Maybe we don't have reception. Hey, can you hear me still, Dash? Is it still on, bro? Because it said reconnecting. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say is like, damn, homie. You think he's ever gonna be back on the internet again? Do y'all think he's coming back to the 20? Do you think he's going back to Adam 22 and no jumper? Or do you think this is gonna get his mind right? You know, I don't know. Because I'll tell you like this, sometimes stuff will hit a person and it'll take them all out of it. It'll take them fully and just make them hit a. His whole identity was knocking fools out. So does this strip him of his identity, bro? And he's heartbroken behind this and he never hits the internet again? It still could be a stunt. He's up under Adam 22. So until we see him make a video, hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. Was it a stunt? Because I've seen a lot of fools do some scripted shit on this internet shit. I've seen a lot of fools do scripted activities on this internet. What's the play, homie? What's the drill? So what if it was, bro? What if they're just playing around? What if they're just playing around? I don't know. Because then I think about this too. It's like, for extras that type, that has to be seen, bro. So would he be able to keep it quiet for this show? Would he be able to keep something like that quiet? I don't think so, homie. You gotta understand, like, this is the truth, homie. This is the reality, and this is facts, bro. Like, somebody from a neighborhood that's never had anything and accomplished anything, when they get a sense of any type of clout, any type of attention from the world, the internet can become a drug, homie. And that's when we seen that fool after they indicted the Rolling 60s, he went straight back to no jumper and then had Adam 22 in Hood Day, bro. That's how we know he was an attention whore. Like he needed he needed that attention from the internet. So I don't know if he could stay quiet for that long. It's just like you give a poor person from the hood any type of money and say you can get any type of bread. Fools is killing for that money because they never had anything in their life. They never had anything in that for their life, bro. You hear about it all the time. Fools is robbing their own homies. So you give a fool like that, never had anything in life. He's been penitentiary bounded, been in the county, jail time, back and forth. He thought it was an accomplishment to go back to the county. You give him any type of shine, bro, he's not going to be able to get away from that. It's like an adrenaline rush of high. So I think, honestly, there's some truth. There is some truth to this. There's some truth to this, you know? And we gonna see what they talking about here soon. But I had to come speak. I had to come talk to the community about this because I thought it was crazy, bro. I thought it was crazy. His own homies started roasting him. Everybody else, I was not surprised because the internet's gonna always do that. But when you got your own homies roasting you, it goes to show you they really didn't like this fool, bro. A lot of fools probably really don't like this fool. A lot of individuals really don't like this fool. Now you could look at it. You could look at it both ways. He probably caused a lot of problems for his own homies. He probably terrorizing his own homies. So there's a lot of people that respected him out of fear, but they really didn't like him. So as soon as he had a downfall, they were at his neck. But then again, he's not the, you know, that's all kinds of fools in the hood, bro. There's a lot of for extras. They just don't have the shine from the internet. There's a lot of fools in the hoods, bro, that be on that bully shit. A lot of fools be on that bully shit, you know? Somebody even came out and said he not from 40s, one of his own. But and that's my thing about it. Why now, though? Like, why now? Were they scared to actually say this? See, that's my thing is, bro. Were they scared to say this shit before he caught this injury? Because why are they saying this shit now? I've never heard that. I never heard that before stuff that actually is going on now. He might have been. He was talking about YouTubers. He might have been. He was talking about YouTubers. I know his mom. She sent me a message. She was kind of upset a little bit, you know. But yeah, that's a wild situation, man. That's a crazy situation, you know. Because it's like this, bro. If you have something to say, if you don't like somebody, right? He said, shout out to Sevlog. Who, Motive? I haven't even seen that interview. Did he do a new interview? Did he do a new interview? That's wild. I mean, I heard that he did another interview. I haven't even watched it yet. Everybody wants me to react to it. Everybody wants me to react to it. But I might, homie. I just get tired of I'm kind of tired of talking about the same old, you know. Really, honestly, I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of people just like that negativity. We're talking about it right now, my homie. Everybody just wants me to always talk about the crazy aspect, and that's what sells, though. I get it. The internet's full of that, you know, like, but I never been that individual to just try to gain some shit off of toxicness, bro, you know. And that's what everybody wants to see, you know. So shout out to everybody that's on that. Definitely scared. He a Debo type. Well, that's what I'm saying is, bro. It's like, now, see, in that, and let's be real, bro. Let's be real. A motherfucker that always had wins, right? That just never takes losses, bro. His pride gets hurt. If they're talking shit and he can't use that aspect to bully fools and Debo fools, bro. He might get on some other shit and just start popping fools, to be honest, because his pride's gonna play. A dude like that, his pride's gonna play on him. He can't do what he always done, bro. You want fools like that to be able to beat fools up, for they ain't out here killing fools. Now you take that away from him, homie, he might get out here and just pop everybody that's talking shit about him, because he's that type of individual, you know. Um, Shout out to you, my homie. Mile High salute. Thank you for the support from Texas. Shout out to my Texas homies, man. Mile High salute to all the riders out there. You know what it is. And that's just how I see it. Like, I know it. I know the situation. It's bad. It's hella bad, homie. It's hella bad that, you know, fools get on that persona. But you want a fool like that to be punching fools out and not shooting fools, because then you get motherfuckers like King Vons and shit, bro, out here murking fools. That's just how fools are, you know? So it's wild, bro. While I celebrated wins, I take losses like a man. Hell yeah, you always did. And that's why I respect you, my homie. I respect you to the fullest. You know, I respect you to the fullest, Big Dash. Like I said, you always going to be one of the real ones. When we play you, I'm definitely going to give you a hate week, man. You know what I'm saying? I respect you. I respect it. But then again, too, bro, like, I'm going to be real. I know bullies in the hood, like fools that earn the hood that are bullies, and they end up getting chipped off by a little fool. You know, little fools nowadays, you could look at that shit two ways. Little fools nowadays don't know how to take an ass beating, and they don't take discipline well. They'll come back and shoot your ass. That's the difference between the eras, too. The last era of shit, they would fade out, and they would take discipline from their homies and physical love, and, you know what I'm saying, punching on fools. Like, that was a normal. Nowadays, you do that shit, bro, you gonna get killed. That's the difference, you know. Fools will kill somebody behind that. Yeah, that's wild though, man. 4 extra, the one hand bandit. We gonna see. We have to see what he has to say. Like the homie said, I want to see an interview with that dude. I want to see what he's talking about. I want to see if he comes out and he explains the situation. I don't think we're gonna see him anytime soon, though. I don't think he's gonna. I think he has to recover, bro. I think he's gonna have to lead up to getting back out there, and then we might not ever see him ever come out again. We might not ever see. His pride might get it took, bro, because like I said, the identity plays on a person. When you ain't got that identity and you can't do what you do and you've been doing it forever, your pride, it might just give you a reality check, homie. And you might not be able to do that. You might not be able to do that no more. What's up, little bro? The one hand cuz was outside being a child. Hey, but you know, hey, bro, you know this though, fool. Sometimes you can't take the youngster out the OGs, bro. Sometimes you can't take the youngster out the grown man, homie. We lighting fireworks. I love to blow shit up, but I'm not gonna be holding the M80 till it blows up in my hand, though. That's the difference, homie. You ever been around M80s? And I don't recommend it. Like, let this be a learning tool to all you guys out there, bro, that like to be at 4th of July. Don't ever hold an M80, bro. Go light it and run your happy ass away from that shit. I'm not gonna say this, but the white folks will do some shit like that, bro. They've been doing that shit since they were babies, bro. They shooting shit, right? They shooting shit, hunting. Like, leave that shit to them. No minority, bro. Black, Mexicano, no Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Y'all leave that to the white folks, bro. They know what they doing when they blowing shit up, right? Don't be holding no M80s in your hand. See, that's the first problem. You probably was like it was one of them challenges, bro. The challenge was like, I'm not gonna blow up on 4 extra, and he just held it. I don't even believe he tried to throw it. I believe he just held that shit and was like, I'm 4 extra. None could evaporate the 4, and then it just blew up. That's what I believe. I believe that's what happened. That's what I believe, bro. I don't even believe it was an accident, fool. I don't believe it was even an accident, my homie. That's what I'm saying, cuz was out of pocket. He was out in outer space on that one, fool. Outer space. Knuckle up, homie. That's a direct now. Knuckle up, fool, because that's all he's gonna have is the knuckles, fool. You know what I'm saying? They say they were handing short fuses M80s to the black. Yeah, that's terrible, homie. And that's another reason, like, you got to know what you're doing when you play with that shit, bro. Like, if the fuse is like this little, you don't hold that shit at all. Put it down somewhere, bro. Don't even, like, people drop it, but hold that shit down, get away, and live another day. Because, like, this is the thing is, fool, now you got to explain why your hand got blown off to the homies, the ones that got love for you. They gonna ask you, what were you thinking? You gonna have to answer that story. That's a story you're gonna have to relive for the rest of your life, because everybody's gonna want an explanation. Even the ones that got love for him, he gonna have to live that down for the rest of his life. Like, what were you thinking, bro? He better just give his life to the Lord, bro. This needs to be a reality check, low, bro. He need to get his life to the Lord, bro. No more. Just leave it alone, bro. You've done a lot for the hood. Your resume's good. You've been knocking fools out. Maybe this is the time you need to just chill back and just relax, bro. Because he the type. So now that I think about it, bro, we call him Cheddar Bob? Cheddar Bob, low, homie. He shot himself. He blew himself up. Like, homie, that might be the death of him. And it's not, you know, my whole thing is, bro, why I even did this live, because I'm not into clowning fools, bro, because, like, that's a messed up situation, fool. Your hand actually gets blown off, bro. Like, hopefully he recovers, homie. Hopefully he gets a reality check. Like, life is crazy. But to see his own homies go at him, that's kind of mind blowing, homie. Like, the hood, his own hood. There's fools from his hood talking shit about him, fool. And that's why I say homies ain't shit. Homies ain't shit. They'll kick you when you're down. They'll be the first to kick you when you're down. And that's exactly what's happening to that fool. They got on the internet with shit, bro. Clowning this fool. Yeah, he need to sit his ass down. That's the only way. Well, we see it all the time, you know, baby bro. We see it all the time. Sometimes you gotta have something that makes you hit rock bottom to understand, homie, that life is crazy. Sometimes things happen for a purpose, and this has to be the fool's purpose. Hopefully he sees what's better out for him, because, like, this is the thing is, fool, the way he going down, he would be dead here soon. Punching on everything, being aggressive on everything. A little fool eventually gonna try to get at him. We see it all the time with homies we know. I know fools personally that punched on shit, bro, and got shot behind that shit. Punching on everything and just, like, taking fools, basically taking their pride from them, homie. Just taking it by force. That's you in for a rude awakening. You can't do that to everybody, you know. And there we go. That's to that point right there. That's another thing is, bro, is that they've been waiting for that fool to mess up, and they've been hating. And I don't know how people look at this, but he is the face of the 40s, bro. Like, right now, he had the most aspect of the 40s, homie. And to me, sometimes you have to have that tough love, bro. Like, I'm saying, in life, little fools will kill you over you beating them up and shoot your ass, but he was doing that old school mentality, beating fools up because that he was holding it down. He believed in that shit. And these are the fools that are hating on him, you know. You seen the new LMO interview on my high? We need see. I heard about that, homie. Everybody's telling me to react to the new interview. I might do it. I gotta gotta think about it because I did that other one, bro, and then that's the first thing that people wanted me to actually react to. And I might, you know, in the next week. I'm just trying to get settled in, bro, and just get my studio up and running, bro. But yeah, I might have to do it because everybody's asking. Definitely, homies can't lose anymore, especially on camera. Hell no, and that's the worst. That's the worst thing that could have happened was the camera, homies, because everybody puts shit on the internet. That's why people get indicted. Everybody's trying to prove to the world how they get down. And we all know in the 90s and 80s, bro, you didn't put shit on the internet. Fools would get beat up for putting shit on the internet. It was very personable to people for their hoods to actually be code of silence. Everybody didn't want it for everybody to see that shit. And nowadays, they putting everything on the internet for everybody to see. And then people wonder why people get indicted. RICO acts, because the cops watch everything for years. When they're building cases, they don't just move in. They watch this shit on the internet for years. They build cases off the internet. And even if you think you erase it, they have ways to go get your history, bro. And that's how they cracking fools. That's how they cracking fools, bro. That's why, like, to everybody, attention and clout, it's a drug that will kill you in the end, bro. Like, people need to stop wanting that much attention and clout. Because the clout, the attention and the clout you get from the internet, it's never no genuine love. It's never no a genuine tension. Everybody just wants to see you downfall. That's the reality, homie. You know? Bro, what is you doing? My dog's out here tripping, fool. But Mohai salute. Yeah, man, that's why, like, I hope he recovers up, man. I definitely hope he recovers, man. Hey, I gotta get your number if I can hit you up, my bro. Yeah, congratulations on that, bro. I was kind of a little upset with you, fool. I didn't even know you had a kid, fool. I had to get information from Alicia. I said, bro, don't want to talk to the savage, bro. Let me talk. I need to get a hold of this fool, man. But congratulations on that, man. Congratulations on, you know, family and doing what you're doing, homie. I'm actually proud of you. I'm proud of you very much. I have to get another phone, bro, but I'm gonna hit you with a DM, homie. I'll get a hold of you. I got TikTok. I don't know if you got TikTok, but I could send you some shit on TikTok, a DM on there. Yeah, man, we was like John. We was like duffel bags. Got the baby. Come on, bro. I should have been the first to be known about it all, man. Yeah, and that's another thing is, bro. See, he having a baby, bro. How he gonna pick up his baby with no hand? How is he gonna hold his baby with no hand, bro? He gotta retire, homie. He gotta retire. You know what I'm saying? Damn, fool. Yeah, we miss you, fool. We miss you. Everybody's doing good out here. We're about to actually move. We're gonna be moving here soon to Utah. We're gonna be heading out, fool. We had to do this lease for a little bit more, but we headed out definitely. We got a couple little job opportunities out there, and we got a location. We're already heading out. Gonna grab him with him. Hey, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna say like this though. You can't count out people with a one hand though. There's a UFC fighter that out here smacking fools up with one hand. You see the Seattle Seahawks player that had one hand? Still got one good hand. Gonna have to make it work. Yeah. Nah, yeah, you can't. That can't be an aspect where you just fail. You got one hand, you still gotta put in work. You know? Nene, come here. Damn, that's dope. When I get out the military, me and the baby finna be in okay. Yeah, now that's tight, fool. Yeah, you know how it goes. You got to leave the backyard to be successful sometimes. So we headed out too. Yeah, we headed out, bro. We got some plans. We got businesses and we creating and shit. So, you know, the fam got work out there. I got a job out there too, remote. So we definitely gonna be heading out, bro. But before that, we're gonna have to link. You know what I'm saying? For we can see the baby and everything. I can see the family. You know, there's a young man hooping with one arm. Yeah, bro, you can't. Come here, come here. Stay over here. Damn, where's your leash, dude? What's up with it, Valdez? Did you see one hand Willie over there, man? Blow his shit up. Come here. Nah. Where'd your leash go, bro? Tapping in from the workflow, man. When you plan on bouncing next year, man, I gotta probably like about 8 months. 8 months. We just stacking this money too. We stacking this bread. You are way too much, bro. My dog lost his leash. This fool's over here running without no leash. Oh, there it is. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me get in the crib real quick. I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee. I'll be on here for Milo. Come here now. Come here, boy. This dude is an escape artist, bro. Come here. How you gonna do that, bro? I brought you out here with a leash and you leaving. You trying to leave without no? Come on. Are you gonna stay back here? Hold up, people. My bad. He low-key got what he deserved, bro. That dude annoying. Yeah, nah, definitely to a lot of people he is. And even to me, sometimes I question it. But my thing is, his homies is roasting, bro. And that's a messed up situation. It's like, regardless, homie, you just don't put that shit on the net. You know? You don't put that shit on the net, bro. He's from your hood. I would never do that shit to the homies and try to roast them and make them look bad, homie. That shit's just bad. I ain't even did that to the homies that I don't even like. I don't ever just say names and just try to make somebody look bad. You know? Let's go. Nene, come on. Let's go, bye-bye. And then he blew up his hand. Yeah, he sure did. He blew up his hand on Vernon Ave. That's crazy, fool. He blew up his hand on Vernon Ave. Upstairs. Let's go inside. Inside the door. No, leave. Woo. What up, man? What's up with you, little bro? What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Hold up, bear with me, Rodders. One thing about this little view, though, it's nice little view. You know what I'm saying? Savage Sev in the building. Gotta get my happy ass back to work tomorrow. Someone said online, dude needs 4 extra fingers. They bad for that, fool. They all bad for that shit. That's terrible, man. How they gonna do fofo like that, man? How they doing fofo like that, Ross? Not the 4 extra. Well, I know this for a fact. This could be a good thing in disguise, man. What you know about that? The young Keefy package, the young Folgers. Make some coffee, talk it up, chop it up with the homies. What's up with it? That's on burning out. Well, it's been a good day, man. It's been a good day. I've actually had a pretty good day. It's been quite an adventure trying to get into this new apartment. Bring me some coffee, chop it up with y'all for a minute. That's sorry, it is. They want to juggle. They want to have a juggling contest. Y'all want to play handball? That's terrible. Damn, fool. That's terrible, bro. That's not right, bro. He can't even play handball, bro. What the hell? I'm not from out there, so I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm just curious. Do you know anything about not really, my homie. I know that to be 100, I know them fools had a couple of cops in their family. That's all I know, is that they had some police in their family. But like, it's crazy, fool, because a lot of them little dudes, man, I thought they were taggers, but they're like a clique of West 7 fools. They're like little homies, they're little cousins and stuff. So I really ain't even heard of them dudes till this whole thing with FBP. I ain't even really heard of them dudes, but yeah, I know that they have some cops in their family. That's what they're saying. Yeah, so man, shit's wild, man. That's crazy, man. They eating his ass up, but I mean, you kind of know it comes with the territory of YouTube. Comes with the territory of YouTube, and he had to know they was gonna be on his helmet. You know, he had to know. Like, it's not a surprise, man. It's not surprising that they throwing that dude in the ringer, because he put himself out there, you know. I just to me, just his homies getting on his helmet and clowning, I'm like, man, that's an incredible aspect for his homies to do that. I got big homies who in West 7. Yeah, that's original. They original, you know. They didn't get a lot of, like, to be honest, them fools didn't get a lot of shine though. Growing up, you didn't really, unless you were tapped in, you really didn't know who the West 7s were. You know, they were not like the mainstream Damus. M80, yeah. Wow. Wowzer. That's wild, fool. An M80. Like, any logical person knows you don't just throw that out the car. That's the first mistake, trying to throw that out of a car. Because them M80s, they do. There's been a lot of situations with people blowing off their own hands with them M80s, man. Why do midgets laugh when they run through the field? Because the grass tickles the ball. Hey, that's deep. Did you come up with that yourself, my homie, or is that some shit that you got from somebody? Because if you did, you got an imagination. The homie said, "Why did the midgets be laughing when they run through the field?" Uh, hell nah. Yeah, my homie, other big homie. Nah, Philip. Yeah. But I'll say this though, there's riders from the OG of West Sevens. They got some riders. They got riders from a lot of neighborhoods, bro. A lot of cliques. There's always a rider from every clique that you come across out here in Denver, from the littlest to the biggest. But now I'll say it like this: some neighborhoods and some hoods just they don't get recognized. You know what I'm saying? They're not like, I'm not gonna say official, but a lot of fools don't recognize them. And how you kind of know when somebody's recognized is when the other side actually knows about them and knows about them fools putting in work. If you ain't known by, you could be known by your own circle of people, but if you ain't known by like the opposites, the rivals, the enemigos that you say you beef with, you're not really saying too much. You're not really doing too much, you know? So yeah, my homie, man, the midget show coming to the town. Oh, bro, are they doing the midget convention? Now I don't want the box state, bro. I don't want the box state business to be. I don't want them to get turned out by midgets. Y'all don't be all pandemic on the midgets, bro. They're having a midget convention. Don't be doing that, bro. Don't be going out there getting sprung out on the midgets. I don't know, bro. I heard of that name, but I ain't really heard too much music. I think homie's from Chicago, ain't he? Or is he? Yeah, I think he's from Chicago. I really ain't heard that name too much. But yeah, no, that's definitely a situation that occurred, and I know somebody had definitely told me about that in-house war, and they had a conflict for a little minute. Um, so that was that, bro. But honestly, to me, I'm gonna be real, homie. I think a lot of that came from just people making situations with like music. I think that's what it was all stemmed from. A lot of music conflicts. Um, all little women midget strip shows. Cause where are we going with this? Where's the world coming to, man? What's this life coming to, man? Midgets. What you got going today? I'm actually, to be honest, I kind of just sat up my man cave, got all the stuff unpacked. We good. We good with unpacking now. So I just got to hang up these clothes. Um, my job called me about work for the day and start and probably just relax today, bro, and start working again tomorrow. But I'm in a good position right now too that I can actually like I'm in a good position where I can just kind of see what I want to do work wise. I ain't got to jump on the first thing for work. Like that was what was killing me at that other spot is whatever came my way, I had to jump on it. Now I can actually I have options. I can go just like see what I want to do instead of just jumping to every ounce of anything that was bringing in money. I was basically hopping on that shit just to make some bread. Um, what you got going? You said some of their kin was the police. Yeah, they had relatives. They had relatives that actually were like related to the cops, bro. Yeah, that's what everybody has said, bro. Like even people that are tapped in, they were saying that they had some people that were the cops. Yeah, it's like damn. Um, Can you grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson? See, I have to say this though, bro. But until a football player actually wins, like an important football game, he can't. I can't even give him no energy. Till you win an AFC championship and get to a Super Bowl, I just can't give that. I can't give them type of people any energy. If you're just basically wasting space in playoffs, you know what I'm saying? You just get to the playoffs just to lose. I don't have energy for it, you know. But shout out to them, man. You better hit that like and subscribe. But yeah, man, it's wild though, bro. You know, it's been a good little journey though, man. We over here journeyed up. We are to our new spot. I can't complain. Everything's going accordingly, you know. It's a good aspect, man. I hope everybody's blessed today. I hope everybody's good. So I wonder, because like so this is the truth. This is like vertical. I wonder if my phone's on actual vertical, because I be seeing a lot of like accounts that pop in from here from time to time, and there are people that I never really seen around. So to the new people, did you guys find this live off of just like a short? Because it's kind of like TikTok, right? Kind of like people just can see your live and anybody could pop in. It don't have to be your subscribers. So, well, that means he ain't never getting out. Damn. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so when I think about this, my homie, on that note right there, putting your life on the line, and you look at these numbers that these fools are getting, right? And you putting your life on the line for some respect in a city, and this is just the reality. This is the truth, and it's not to diminish anybody's gangsta or them being riders, because there's riders from every sector. But you putting your life on the line, death and prison time, for pretty much beefs and wars that really people don't acknowledge. Like, that's not going to ever go down as one of the biggest wars in the Denver history. Them dudes is doing life sentences behind a war that really, the war didn't start behind blood, like initially behind a history between the sets, because at one time they were actually hella cool, you know? So it's like, to people going through it, it's not pointless, but to me, I'm like, damn, bro, that's kind of like, that's a dramatic situation to be trying to really chip each other off and catch penitentiary behind a war that don't really have like history. It's just like out here we have tagging crews, bro, and there's taggers that done killed each other. Tagging crews, bro. Why? That's, to me, that's mind blowing to me, bro. You're gonna kill each other over not really even an official actually war, because it don't even have enough life to say that's a real war, and they killing each other over tagging, you know. It was for 2 bodies and 3 attempts. Yeah, you know, I mean, it comes with the territory, you know. It comes with the territory. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, like, I've seen it a lot of times too, doing prison, and I've seen it on both sides of Crippin and Bloods. They get to the penitentiary, bro, and they don't stay solid to their politics. They don't stay solid to being Bloods and Crips, especially when they're Mexican and white folks, you know. They start switching up and becoming prison neighborhoods. And it's because it's easy to be out here and be a Blood and a Crip when you're on the streets. You can't even really, as like a Mexicano homie and a white fool, you can't really even say and I'm not gonna say you can't say you official, but you can't really know that till you hit that main line and you behind enemy lines. Like till you walk in a whole unit of Crips for that side, and then they tripping on you, and it goes to show if you're gonna actually break or you're gonna make it. Because there's key ways that are tripping all day. I seen fools slap up fools that said that they were Don Moves from West Denver and they got slapped up by the Crips, and their whole shit just got diminished. And I seen it on the same thing with the Crips. I seen Mexican Crips and white Crips go in there, bro, and get slapped up. They didn't keep it thorough because it wasn't really in them. But I seen that with all organizations, you know. So that's just that's kind of my perspective on it, you know. But when it's all said and done, bro, the narrative is it's all smoke and mirrors to me, you know. And this is coming from a fool that, you know, I literally seen it all, bro. I've been a part of all that shit. I've been a part of, you know, years of politicking and just seeing the outcomes. Some of the most solid fools that I thought was solid on the streets, they get behind them walls, bro, and their whole gangster gets took out of them because there ain't in the food. There's fools in there that ain't playing with fools. They really politicking, and they gonna really see what your job's about, and they gonna see what your gangster's about. And if you can't handle that shit, you ain't got the heat. They gonna victimize the little fools, bro. And I seen that shit all the time. Better get that gym shit in. Hell yeah, that's a mando, homie, mandatory. Because in there, there's not no pistol play, homie. There's no pistol play. In there, you either gonna be able to survive and squabble, but some fools won't even get the heads up. Even if they lose, they won't even go fight for their dignity. You know, one big story, and I ain't even gonna say the little fool's name. He was out here pistol down all the time, bro. He was known for that shit. Always bullying fools because he had the pistol. I seen that fool on the yard, bro, and this fool was literally basically paying rent to be on the yard, and it wasn't even a yard that actually was dangerous. Just fools knew who he was from the streets, and they caught that fool slipping, and he had to pay rent for protection, bro, and he wasn't banging no more, you know. Sock check, fool. The higher the sock, the downer the vato, fool. And that's the truth, my homies. You know, that's just the truth. That's the reality, bro. And I honestly don't think that older fools, when they put these little fools on, right, I don't think that they lace their shoelaces right, bro. I don't think the older fools make them fools do enough activities to be ready for that shit, to be ready for that type of environment. It's easy to actually act like you bang when you around your homies. It's easy. But it's not about that. It's about how you gonna handle yourself when you are in a Thunderdome around fools that don't like what you stand for, homie. You know? Well, I've done an extent of time. Now you asking me basically how would I do my time? First and foremost, you would have to get your money, bro. Like first and foremost, you have to start some financial aspect for you have some money on the yard, because if you don't have money coming in, it's gonna be a long ride. But you gotta stay fit. You gotta stay your body. You gotta keep your tempo right, and you gotta stay solid to the program, bro. You know, you stay solid to your morals and values, and you go in for what you believe. Because if you're gonna be shaky and second guess what you believe, you're gonna become a prison victim. The only way I survived, homie, doing 7+8 years is because I kept it solid to who I was, and I didn't let nobody make me second guess. I didn't know that. I just handled my business. Once you get to knowing how to handle your business, you'll be all right. But people in there see through that shit, because it's always predators. You know, it's always fools that basically just, they're watching for the weakness. You know, they're watching for a fool to slip up, and fools either they slip up fast because it was never in them, or they handle their business and they're good, you know. But you gotta keep it solid. Be a man of your word. Whatever you say, you do. Whatever you say. If you say I gotta stand for you next week, you be a man of your word. That's the first rule of prison, because you only have your word in there. You never ever go against the code. To like, the thing about why people get in wrecks in prison is because they slip up and they allow themselves to get in the trap, you know. But if you don't have no cut, if you don't have nothing in your closet, and you're just an individual that's a good dude, you'll manage to get through it. But yeah, nah, for sure. Yeah, and I seen a lot of people become guppies, my homie. You know, I seen a lot of people become guppies. But prison's overrated too, bro. Like for me, prison was overrated, homie. Penitentiary was overrated. You know. You already know. Shout out to the T, man. Shout out to Texas, man. Small high salute. Hope you good, my brother. Thank you for the support. Thank you for tapping in. You know, it's always good to see new family over here, bro. New people. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man, and we're gonna tap in for sure, you know. But yeah, man, I'm actually probably gonna get some food in the system. I just got out the gym. I just chilling, relaxing, you know, trying to get this shit organized. Hope everybody's blessed, man. You know, the biggest thing I could tell everybody, man, and it's off of experience, don't put yourself in situations where you might do prison time. Like, to the youngsters out there, man, if an individual is not telling you something that's gonna uplift you and give you some life in life and give you positivity, bro, he's not your friend, homie. If he's not telling you how to be a better person, he's not your friend, homie. If he's trying to make you do wrong actions that could get you in trouble, he's not your friend, homie. Because a real friend is going to tell you how to better yourself and try to give you some advice to better yourself. You know, we get wrapped up in what people think about us. That's the truth. People are just so impressionable on what people think about them, you know. But caring what people think about you will be a person's downfall, because they'll always be trying to please an individual, you know. And I've honestly barely started to understand that, because I used to live for everybody but myself. I live for everybody, homie. I put everybody ahead of me for loyalty reasonings, you know, and it never got me anywhere but backstabbed. It never got me anywhere but feeling just mad at the world, because people are going to have a downfall. There's always going to be people out there, and we have to be real to ourselves out here in society. There's not a lot of real people out here, bro. There's not a lot of people that stand on morals and values. There's not, you know. We live in a bad time frame, bro. Like, this world is messed up. So you're always going to get that. You're always going to get that. You know, I try to keep people around me that's gonna have my best interest. I try to keep them type of people in my life now, not people that just have ulterior motives why they even mess with Savage. You know, I'm on a, you know, and that's the truth. That's the reality, bro. Like, you gotta keep whatever you surround yourself with. That's who you become, homie. And it's the truth. You might not see it at the time, but you start adapting to the people that you surround yourself with. If you a solid individual, you are not gonna surround yourself with individuals that are not solid, because they don't coexist. It's like oil and water. For real. It's the truth. It's the truth, my homie Mac. If you go to the gym, why you gonna surround yourself with people that are not pushing for that aspect of health? Why would that be something you surround? Because their actions will make you stumble over time. And then it gets too late and you're like, damn, bro, like all this time was wasted. All this time was wasted. And it's, you know, it's just the truth. It's the reality, bro. I barely understand that though now. At 40 years old, I understand that now. You know, it took a long time for me to get to where I'm at. You know, but it takes dramatic steps on me. And that's kind of what I'm on. I'm pushing for. I'm pushing for the aspect of people that just want to be about something, not just every day, just average shit. I don't want to be around that shit, bro. Because I did, you know, for a long time, that's what I was doing. For a long time, that's what I was doing. Just wanted to be around just the hood and just be in the streets 24/7. That shit never got me anywhere. Yeah. And you ain't really gonna understand that till you really go through some shit, you know? Like it's not for everybody. Like people, there's a lot of people that can't even take the blinders off their own eye, bro. So like this is the thing is, bro, like if something speaks to your heart, it was made for you. It's not made for everybody. Like a lot of times we get, you know, too caught up in everything that people think is right, but you know, there's even a saying in the Bible, bro. Sometimes God speaks through certain situations to speak through your life. I mean, it's not for everybody because everybody's not on that level. Not everybody conducts themselves on that level, you know? And then again, I find it like this too, is a lot of people just don't want that shit. A lot of people just don't want that because once you start kicking up accountability, once you start like touching on stuff, people tend to be nervous around that shit, bro. You know, I had homies that only use me for, and we shit instead. Yeah, and them same homies ain't gonna check up on you when you're going through your worst times, bro. You ain't gonna get a call. You ain't gonna get a call. Hey, bro, how are you doing mental? That's what real friends do. Real friends are gonna hit you up like, how are you doing, mom? You good? Real friends are gonna, they might call you on some shit you slipping on, but they have enough love for you to actually say, hey, bro, you slipping. That's what I want around me, homie. I don't want that bullshit. I could care less about the crazy aspect of people, you know, because like you got to get to a point in your life, my homie. And I know you a good ass little youngster, bro. You got to get to a point in your life. You just get tired. You get tired of the bullshit. You get tired. You're like fed up with it. You don't want that shit no more. You take the strides to be better in your life with it. You take the strides to make action happen to better yourself. Because if you keep going back to the same actions, you're only going to get the same results, bro. You know, you're only going to get the same results. And then you're going to have 5 years, 6 years down the road where shit passes you by. And you're going to be like, what the hell did I do in the last 5 years? The same old shit, you know, the same old activities. I was chilling with the homies and bro, man, time flying by, homie. You gotta make the best of what you do in life, homie, and become something important. That's what we live for, is to leave a legacy, bro. Like what you do for people around you, you know? That's what I got now, G. And my life hasn't reached a point where I need to change it for myself because I got pretty good shit coming towards me. Yeah, homie, you don't want to knock them blessings, but I'll tell you this, and this is the realest shit I could ever tell you. I mean, you will have blessings, homie, and if you don't have surroundings that are equally yoked with you, them people in your life will crush your blessings, bro. They'll keep you from your blessings. So you gotta actually get with like-minded people, homie, that are on the same tip of success for you can reach your fullest potential, homie. That's the truth, bro. And that's what people don't want to hear. That's why people don't magnetic to positivity, because positivity really calls out different things that people don't want to hear. For me, for the longest time, bro, that was my situation. I didn't want to hear shit from people. And deep down, I knew it was right, but I didn't want to hear it. It was just preaching, bro. It was preaching. It was preaching. But it was the best thing. When I look at it, bro, it was like the best thing that I could have put in my life, because what I was doing wasn't working, you know? For real, homie. What I was doing wasn't working. It wasn't, bro. But it talks about that in the Bible too. You can't lean on your own understanding, because we are in a fallen world, bro, and people are always they're gonna fall short. You know, that's just how people are, bro. You know, you just gotta love people from a distance and just get on your own journey. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's not from just some internet image, bro. This is some a real individual that knows you personally. You know, seen you when you was a young kid, and you know, there's always been people that I come across, and I'm like, that fool has the fullest potential to do some good things, and you was always that young dude. You know, you had to learn though. You know, we all have to learn as youngins. Um, but yeah, bro, it's like it's real deal, homie. And I'm to a point in my life too, man. It's like I don't want people to go through what I had to go through, the trials and the strugglement. If I could help somebody avoid that shit, I'm gonna do that stuff full heartedly, all the way. You know. I'm gonna do that full heartedly, because I don't want no youngster to have to go to the penitentiary and deal with the penitentiary and politics, and then being messed up behind prison mentally, trying to figure it out when they get older, bro. Like if you could escape that and go down a different direction that leads you to success and positivity, that's what I'm for, homie. That's what I push for, you know. But I really didn't have like I didn't have an older fool telling me this when I was young. I didn't have an older fool, because everybody was caught up in the trap of the hood. You know, everybody was. Everybody around me was in the trap of the hood, bro. You know, it was always 100% for the hood. That's what we conduct ourselves in all the time. You know, they didn't really have the actual people speaking life into a youngster and being like, bro, nah, forget that. Like, go do what you have to do to play sports, or go get your education, because you're going to need that in life, homie. You can't get around that. You know? But that's the truth, homie. That's the truth to all the little youngsters, man. That's the truth to all the little youngsters. The cold part about it, I see it like this too. You know, when you in your 20s and stuff, that's the time that you you have a little leadway and like freedom on what you want to do in life. But them 20s and all the 20s is crucial to figure stuff out what you want to do, because once you hit 30, bro, 30 is it's a game changer. I mean, once you get older, you don't get that time back. So like thinking about what you really want to do is crucial in the 20s, bro. And I seen this one influencer that was talking about it. If you put your mind to what you want to do, homie, you're gonna actually touch everything that you want to do. But you have to consistently put in work. Shit ain't handed to us, homie, you know, and nobody owes anything to nobody. That's the crazy part of this world. Everybody thinks that somebody owes them something, you know. You see all these people always crying about how the system and this owe them and this, and you see these people living off of this and this. Like nobody owes you that shit. Nobody owes you anything, really. That's the truth. And I know a lot of people might get offended by that, but nobody owes anything to nobody, homie. It doesn't matter if your family was in some poverty and they went through shit when they were growing up. This world don't owe you. You got to get out there and get it. And the only way you gonna get it is if you put in work for that shit. Not sitting down all day, just chilling, looking at YouTube all day. And I'm saying the only way you gonna get it is if you put in the work. But a lot of people just are so, and I want to say it like this, but a lot of people are weak, homie. A lot of people out here in 2025 are weak. They already like eliminate the life that they could have, even like with working out. People are crying about, oh, it's too much, bro. Like if you just give yourself some time and push through a little of the storm, you're going to start loving the aspect of working out and health. But people see hard, like it's too, like the pain, a little pain, and people break. I don't want to work out. It's too tough. I don't have enough hours in the day. I go to work all day. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, bro, get your ass working out, because right now you unhealthy as hell. You don't have no stamina. You see these people all the time. They over here couldn't even help people if they wanted to, because their bodies are so messed up. Their health is so messed up. Let's be real. 90% of people are like that, bro. And 2025 is the worst. The worst era of people. Like there's really no hope for this generation, because none of these people are self-efficient. They couldn't protect. The fools out here couldn't even protect their own families, bro. Fools couldn't even protect their own families, homie. They don't even have strength. Like they're just so, bodies are at 20 years old. Everybody's off of fentanyl pills and all smoked out off of meth. I'm sorry to say, if this shit ever really hit the fan, like, what could they do? If we were in, like, we talk about this, and I know it's a plan, but if it ever happened and we were invaded by another country, what the hell is these fools in this era gonna do, bro? Nothing. It's wild, mind blowing, And then in any sense of strength, people are so afraid of it. They're like, oh, that's masculinity. That's masculinity, bro. You're being too aggressive. You're being mean. You're making people, you're hitting people's nerves. Like, shut your soft ass up, bro. That's just crazy, bro. Mind blowing. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's good. Yeah, that shit is. See, like, look at this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the comments, bro. That's exactly the identification of what I'm just talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a crazy generation. Who are you? Who are you? This fool just came in with the comment of the month. Mal high salute to you though, bro. Thank you for the view and tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that though, but hit that subscribe, bro. If you in here talking about that, you know what I'm saying? You got to hit that subscribe, bro. It's mandatory. But yeah, bro. So, that's just what I had to say, man. Everybody strive, man. Strive for what's better for yourself, man. Strive, like, do some good shit for yourself, bro. I I seen an incredible take on like the aspect of even the culture of being healthy, bro. Everybody tripping on each other. There's an actual war, in the culture of being healthy. Like you got people that don't agree with this and people that don't agree with this, and they're at war with each other. You got the big dudes and the little dudes, and they're at war with each other. And I think it comes from everybody wants to be that other individual. Everybody wants they see a big dude and they want to be big, and the big dudes want to be little. Everybody identifies, bro, is identifying as the craziness. Hell yeah, no, that'll be a good accomplishment for you, my brother. A super good accomplishment for you. Because in the end, bro, that shit just has you you know, it's your crutch. It's what if you don't have that, it kind of messes up your day, bro. It has a lot of energy it has a lot of energy definitely over you, you know what I'm saying? And you got to get that shit out your life, bro. You got to get that shit out your life, definitely, homie. You know, anything that has that power over a person's mind, I would say take that shit out your life, homie. For real though, nah. JDT, yeah, not for shit. They ain't for shit. They ain't for nothing, bro. They don't stand for nothing. Yeah, but nah. I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Mall high salute to everybody. Yeah, we chilling, man. I definitely had to chop it up today, man. I was feeling good straight out the gym. Um, I said, man, let me chop it up with the community, see what everybody's talking about this whole situation with homie blowing off his hand, man. It's a sad situation, but crazy. It really did happen. And that's the crazy part too, is bro, is I never seen see, this is how we know we in a generation of wildness. I seen actual communities of people that just are not doing anything in life, attacking people that are doing wonders with their life. I seen not successful people attacking people that are successful, like working and getting your money, bro. Like that's a problem with a lot of people, because it kind of shows that they don't have the inspiration to even get out there and get it. Like they don't know the first aspect of actually hard work. So they're like, oh, I can't stand a person that goes to work. What day and age do we live in where they gang banging on people that go to work, bro? What? You know? But the reality is it is just not in them. The reality, bro, they don't have enough determination and ambition. And then I think about it too, is like, bro, maybe that's probably your whole downfall in life, is that you don't have enough faith in yourself to actually do anything. Like, how you expect to actually have a family? How do you expect to have anything in life when you ain't even got the ambition? And then my thing is, with half of like a lot of individuals, like dudes, it's like, bro, and if even if you had a family and kids, how you expect to even protect your family and kids? You can't even protect yourself. You won't even ride for yourself. So it's probably good you don't have a family and kids or reprocreate, because like you are just useless. And it's not no disrespect. There's no disrespect for me. I just don't understand it. I can't even comprehend that. For extra, bro, he blew off his hand on 4th of July. You know, he blew his hand off for 4th of July, my brother. So yeah, I just look at a lot of stuff different. Yeah, I watched Wes Watson. I watched him before. Um, I've watched him, and then I realized a couple things about him. I kind of stopped watching him. But I'll tell you like this, like his last situation, it wasn't even his fault. I'm gonna be real with you. Dude literally was threatening this dude and then set up a live and he got demolished. So I don't blame Wes Watson whatsoever. You know, you set up a live and you rush somebody and act like you want to get at him, homie. You gotta expect the domino effect. They shouldn't have charged that fool. You know. Well, yeah, and the thing about it is, I mean, I talk about the penitentiary sometimes, but the thing about it is to be real with you, it's like, there's a lot of times that people have said that he's not really saying 100% facts or truth. So, there's people that know him personally and say that's not true, but I was thinking right now, like, damn, what if Seb was doing the alpha male? Nah, well, that's the thing about it is, bro. I don't, I rather be inspirational, homie. I don't think the alpha aspect is not for show. Like, I just, for me, I just, I try to motivate people more. One thing I can't stand is when, one thing I can't stand, this is the reality too. I mean, we see this a lot with that, is people that never was anything, and you could just tell in their demeanor when they were growing up. They were the type that might have got bullied. They were the type that freaking, you know, just know that they wasn't a part of that life and about that life, and then they get some steroids in their body and they get all big, and now they're just these crazy fools that just put this demeanor out. Like, stop it, bro. Just because you off of juice, just because you off of juice doesn't mean, what I'm saying, you can just go crazy and try to act like you the toughest dude out there. I mean, like, because people know your whole get down. What up with Elsewhere? Mile High Salute, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody tapping in. And I think that was the biggest thing. That was one of the biggest things with Wes Watson. They said that he wasn't really, cracked up to that type of activities. I'm gonna be 100% real with everybody. This is how you can separate who's really telling the truth about prison and who's not. The killers and the fools that's really was doing a lot of it, they don't really put that out there, homie. They're not really vocal about how much work they put in. They're not really, like, a lot of killers I know, you would think they're hella humble. There was killers on the yard that you would never even think that they were killers, but they were dangerous people, and they didn't want to be known by everybody. They didn't want to be known that they were the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fool that just is like, prison, I was running yards. Most likely, bro, that's not how it goes. Because them fools is bringing too much heat, first off, to the car. And that right there in prison don't get you far, Yeah, hell yeah. It's gonna work. It's gonna work for them, definitely. People love that. People magnetic to it, man. You know, but these are people that are civilians. Really, a lot of his people are like civilians, so they don't really know how to separate what's real and that's who he targeted. Like, people that are looking for some inspiration, but these fools are civilians. They never been around real dangerous people. When I say dangerous, I'm talking about people that'll take a fool's life for a stamp on the yard, or people that put in work, have bodies. Like, they never been around them type of individual. So when they see somebody that looks the par, he's all struck down big and he's talking like, oh, you got to be on the yard and just stick in fools. Some people are going to believe in that shit when they ain't never been around it. And he it worked for him. It worked for him. Definitely got some money. Can't hate on that fool's hustle. You have all eyes on me type shit is not. Yeah, that was one thing, bro. That was one thing a lot, especially being around, for me. Like, I was around convicts, and like, there's a difference between somebody doing a prison stay and convicts, bro. I was never a convict. Nah, Savage Sev, I just did time, bro. I was just an individual that politicked, and some politics, bro. But I never got the convict mindset, bro. Hell no. I don't want that image. Never wanted that image. Because I'm not just a prison dude, bro. Like I can do prison time. I've done it before, but it was never me. I never adapted to that shit. Hell nah. That shit's for the birds. You know, that shit's for the birds. Now convicts, they love that prison life. Convicts live by a code of prison. They rather be in the penitentiary than be out here on the streets because that's their whole world in there. And that's where they get that shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so to me, prison was overrated, homie. Like I hated every day seeing the same old thing in the penitentiary and seeing the same old dudes do the same thing, same old just herd of people around the yard. And you know what I'm saying? I hated that on a daily basis. Nothing ever changed in there besides maybe somebody getting socked up or stabbed up and then you go on lockdown. And that wasn't a pretty sight because if you're on lockdown, you on lockdown sometimes with people in the cell. So when you gotta take a shit and you know you gotta do that in front of your cellie, you gotta put a shit curtain up and you gotta do that in the same cell, bro. Who wants to do that? Hell no, not me. Yeah, bro, I'm cool off that. I'm cool off of that. I'll tell you what, man, when I left doing my time, bro, I told myself I was never going back, homie. I was never going back. I promised myself that. And I know fools say that they don't never want to go back, but I hated penitentiary life. I hated the penitentiary life so much. I just had a bad taste for the penitentiary just because how it turned me. My mental was all messed up. It made me angry at everybody. I hated everybody. Like the mental effects. And I told myself I was never going back, bro. And I never went back to the penitentiary once after I got out the penitentiary. I got out in 2011, homie, and I ain't never been back one time. You know why? Because I just had to change. I had to change it up about myself. Because I don't know, man. I see a lot of my partners and people I know, they get out and they go back. They get out and they go back. They get out and they go back. They tell you, oh, bro, I'm going to change when I get out and I'm going to do everything in my possibility to change. And then a week later, you see these fools back to what they were doing. And I just think, you know, it's a revolving door and it's just like, you kind of got to get sick of it. You kind of got to get over it. You got to get over that shit. You got to just find a way that it makes you sick to go do prison time. You know, you can't, there's nothing in there that's actually conducive. There's nothing in there, bro. The penitentiary it's watered down too. It's watered down a big aspect. That's why I don't do a lot of prison content. You know, that's one of the main reasons why my whole content it wasn't never about the penitentiary. You know, a lot of people ask me, a lot of people are like infatuated with the penitentiary. But that's the truth. Like, I really just didn't like the penitentiary. I just had a bad taste after I left. Yeah, nah, definitely. Always, you know, one thing about it is, bros, you know, you have your freedoms out here, and to everybody that is going down some shit that could put you in prison, you have your freedoms out here. When you get to prison, you don't have the freedom at all. You don't have no freedom. You're controlled by the system, and then you're controlled by programming. Whatever car you belong to, you're going to follow the rules of the car. So if the rules say you have to go work out, you working out, even if you don't like to work out, you're going to get violated and DP'd for not working out. If your homies say you got to pay to the house, you're paying to the house because that could be life or death. So your money that your people are sending in, you might have to give that to the house off of just that's how the program rolls. You got who wants to be told what to do by younger individuals that are COs? Like, come on, bro. Hell no. I'm good off that. Incoming voice call from prison. Damn, I got a prison call right now. That's crazy. All right, man. I'm gonna tap in with y'all. Mall High salute. People take for granted. Yeah, bro. Everything's took for granted, man. Everything's took for granted. You know, when you're out here, everything. If you like, it goes down to your haircuts, bro. I know some programs in politics, like if you don't cut your hair, if you don't shave your head bald, you're getting violated. I see now with certain cars that you better have your hair cut. I mean bald. I'm talking about skin bald. And if you don't, you're getting violated. They had a rule about that shit with some of the cars to how you for real. And they be in your business. Like the OG fools and the fools that got the power, they're gonna be in your business. They're gonna see what you talking about, what you can say, what you're not allowed to say. If your car wants you to get up at 4:45 in the morning and you decide you don't want to do that because that's too early, no, you got something coming. It's all control, bro. You're controlled every aspect. You can't even do your time. You can't do your time just doing your time, you know? So yeah, bro, that's just that, bro. Like I was over that shit. I was over that, bro. Like, hey, I couldn't do it. No, no more. No bueno, my homies. No more. But all right, my riders, man. My high salute to everybody. Uh, it was, my homie. It was, and you know, like it depends on what yard you are too, because like I seen fools that they don't smile, homie. If you're homie, you're some of the grumpy ass homies, they'll get mad at you for smiling, bro. You too happy on the prison yard, homie. Wipe that smile off your face. You too happy, homie. Like, damn, why you happy because I'm smiling, bro? Why you all mad because I'm smiling, homie? You want to fight because I'm happy? Yeah, this ain't no place to be being happy, bro. We on prison yard. Damn, bro, you gangbanging on happiness? You know, it's real deal, homie. You know, like shit's crazy, fool. Yeah, bro, that shit sucked, homie. You know, one of the biggest reasons why it sucked for me is because like you do that shit for a minute, bro. You get out to the streets and it's not like that whatsoever. But your mentality is still penitentiary, so it like don't work out here. It don't work to be like that out here. But you can never understand how people conduct themselves out here because out here people just do whatever they want. And there you do whatever you want. It might be your life. I see people get killed behind being any type of disrespectful. You know, out here people can disrespect each other and get away with everything. And there you gonna answer to that shit. You know, there's no respect in the streets no more. There's no respect in civilians. There's no respect with people. You know, and that was the biggest thing that I had to get used to because out here, bro, like you can't just be tripping off of everything too. Like, because if you trip, you gonna get in trouble. If you trip, you gonna catch another case. You know, but in there you have to trip. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, in there you have to trip. Like it's mandatory you trip off of things. Out here, you can't trip off of anything because somebody will call the cops on you and you'll catch a case. You know, and that's the mental gymnastics that you deal with. Because out here, out here, a person could look at you and stare at you, and it might not even be what you think it is for. And you might get to tripping, and it's like, and they're just looking because that's what civilians do. And there, if somebody looks at you more than 3 seconds, it's mandatory to fight because you plotting now. So you looking at me more than 3 seconds, hey, we got to get down, homie. Like, because that means that you might be plotting on me. You look in somebody's room, like walking, that means that you're plotting on them. Everything in there is dangerous. Like there's a lot of dangerous people. And it's just, it was a mental gymnastics for me, bro, to be honest. I was through a couple different facilities, man. I went from Crowley, Cheyenne. I went to Rifle Delta, went to CMRC, Benton County. Yeah, I went through like a little bit of all of it, man. I went through all kinds of different shit, But Yes, it was sucked, homie. All them places sucked. It's overrated, bro. I don't even, it was just overrated, homie. Uh, yeah, that's why I wish I was born 35 years ago. Trinidad too. Yeah, I went to Trinidad for a minute. Didn't see nothing. Didn't hear nothing. I don't want to know. Yeah, for not for real. Yeah, 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 yep. Hell yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I shout out to everybody though. Mile high salute. Um, yeah, I slid through. I still slid through Crowley for a minute. My first little go round, But and that was another thing is too is because I slid. Well, they took out all the freeways, bro, because the riot. They took out all the freeways. It used to be cool because they had freeways, but in 2005 they set off a riot, bro, and they messed up the freeways. You know what I'm saying? So like you didn't get free weights, bro. They had a little more controlled movement. Like it was just, but if you wanted tattoos, that was the place to get tattoos, man. They had tattoos jumping off, you know. It's gangbang central. I mean, that's one of them yards that everybody gangbangs. And that's another thing is too, is like if you're not built for that type of shit, you're gonna have a hard time if you're not built to fight because gangbangers like, and that's one thing about Colorado. It's not about old numbers like back in the day. It was all about the older numbers. Everybody gangbangs. So if you're on a yard where it's just gangbangers, they run the prison. So you gonna get hit up and you gonna have to get down, bro. You gonna have to fade. Even if you don't gangbang, fools are gonna see if you want to run the fades just to see if you can stay on the yard. When I was doing time, I don't know how it is now though, but that was a big thing. If you were not even willing to run a fade, you couldn't even stay on the yard, bro. They didn't want no bullshit on the yard, you know. Uh, I would have to say like it is and it ain't like any penitentiary really though. Like a non-affiliate, like a fool that's just neutral. It's easier to do time, but you better not mess up with anybody because once you mess up with somebody, the whole car's coming after you. So if you mess up with some a certain neighborhood, like if you mess up with any type of hood, you're gonna have the domino effect from that whole hood on your ass. So that's why a lot of people do join hoods is because literally you don't want to be tripping with a whole neighborhood and be a non-affiliate. Now it's easier to get away like not being all the mix, but you might have somebody that's just having a bad day, a youngster, and they might call you out your name because you took too long at the microwave and they say bitch ass fool and you have to fight over that. If you beat that fool up, you're gonna have that whole car tripping with you. And what are you gonna do if you don't have protection? So it's one of them things that is real. I mean, you're walking in deep water when you don't bang, like it's just um so really the youngsters they get a reality check from the OGs. Like if you're from a neighborhood, you gonna get to your neighborhood and they're gonna tell you the rules of what you do. And every car is different though, bro. Like every car has different structures and shit. But the youngins are gonna get the rules. And a lot of time, youngins have to learn the hard way. But once they go through some wrecks, they're gonna have to. They'll follow suit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes youngins just don't. They try to test. And then you get in a wreck on the yard, and you have to handle that shit. That's just not going to go away either. Because if you get in a wreck on this yard and you think you're going somewhere else, they're going to ride a kite to the other yards and say, "Hey, this fool is he got to get V out." So it follows you. You don't get away with that shit. You might think you're getting away and leaving. You ain't getting away with that. Youngins are funny though, bro, because like youngins are just, some of them dudes play. Like there's a lot of youngins that play, but it's they have to learn the hard way sometimes, man. And hopefully, I'll say it like this. They don't get around somebody that I did time with because he didn't have no pity on the youngins. If you messed up, you were getting, if you messed up, the youngins would get, oh, bro, I felt sorry for some of them fools that messed up around some people that I knew, you know, not to an extent where they would put fools in the hospital, but like there was some physical, you know what I'm saying? Body sessions, boom, breaking fools down. Boom, what did I tell you? Boom. Yeah, man. And you feel that force of them warriors, bro. You're gonna be like, nah, I don't want to be doing this shit. Wild. I mean, yeah, I just recommend nobody go to the penitentiary. Just avoid it. Just do like enjoy your life. Enjoy the freedom of life. Enjoy it. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that situation like the penitentiary. But now, shout out to all you guys, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm actually gonna hop off, man. But hey, it was a good talk. It was a good talk to everybody. I hope everybody has a blessed Monday. My high salute to everybody. We chilling, man. I'm probably gonna get this little stuff in order. We back to normal scheduling, and I might do that reaction video to, that other channel, bro. Mile High Minute. Shout out to him. See what they're talking about. Everybody's telling me to react to that channel. So we gonna see though. To the next one, man. Mile High salute. Success over everything. And you know what it is. Let's go. I'll holler at y'all.